Good morning. My name is Paul Palmer, and today I want to talk to you about time. People often look at their quality management system and they think, oh, well, there's just a few steps to do there. And they think, oh, well, the people that are on the shop floor can do them, so it's okay. They've got time to do it. But actually, that's not what they're thinking. They're thinking, well, we need these things doing, just do it. And then you look at the documents and you think, oh, why did we have 10,000 steps in that one batch record through from dispensing through actually usually start with picking, dispensing, manufacturing the bulk, finished packaging, maybe market specific packaging. Then of course you've got all your analytical testing. And when I come to look at a batch record and to see 200 pages just for the manufacture of the batch, I wonder why. And I look at the pages and I look at the way that it's been designed and I think, well, did they really spend the time thinking about all those entries? And I've experienced the blindness caused by too many entries. Many people think, well, we can do all these different things and we need a prompt for every single action. Well, not really. In a pilot's training, do you really think they use a checklist that covers every single item that they're doing? Well, pilot training, they've learned that if you have too many of the tiny things that are less valuable, then people make mistakes with the bigger things that are essential, like making sure that the landing gear's down and have we got enough fuel in the tanks. They realise that fighter pilots need to focus on the critical components and other people in the team can do the less critical ones and make sure they actually do it and they know they're going to do it. So when you design your quality management system, think about what's essential. What can guide your team? Are there two checks that they can do at the same time with a short note and they just sign and date for the two checks? Or maybe a full set of in-process checks. They write down the numbers and then they sign and date at the end. Or maybe it's something to do with the line setup. Maybe they do a check at the end that's got a list that they sign off once. Because if they're doing the checks all in one go anyway, well, why get them to sign 5 times? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Unless you've got different people doing it, in which case, of course, the different people need to sign separately. But watch out. Watch out how you design your systems, how you design your processes. And make sure you do value the time of the people that are working for you, as well as your own time, of course. Many of us do value our own time just as much as we do that of others. If you consider how much time you waste in the morning with that first chat, with that cup of coffee, okay, maybe not at the moment when we're all working remotely, but some people go for their cup of coffee. They say, oh, I can't start without a cup of coffee. Then they have a breakfast, maybe, some cereal, or whatever snack that they brought in to work with them. And somebody else comes and says good morning, and they have a chat about the night before. And they started at 8:30, but they don't get any work done till 10. Have you noticed that sometimes happens? Have you actually seen that happen yourself? Have you considered how much you value your own time? If you're charging your time at £50 an hour and you waste the first hour and a half, well, what happens if you do that every day? And maybe you've wasted the last half an hour shutting down and finishing things off and closing it up. That's 2 hours a day. £100 a day you've wasted. That's 500 a week. It's over 2,000 a month. Have you thought about it that way? Do you value your own time? And then think about the team that's working for you. Say you've got, shall we start with 10 people? And 10 people are doing those actions. They're doing the startup actions. They're filling in the documents, the logs, the records, the ones that everybody does. And maybe they're useful, maybe they're not, but think about it. If they have 50 actions and they could be done in 30, well, you're saving 2/5. That's 40%, isn't it? I shouldn't do mental maths this early in the morning, I suppose. So if you're saving 40% of that first hour for 10 people, well, 40%, so 20 minutes times 10. So that's 200 minutes. So that's 3 hours and a bit. So what can I do with that 3 hours every day? Well, maybe I can get a bit more production out. Maybe I can share the work that comes next. And maybe we don't get the full 40 minutes, 20 minutes, the full 40% of each person's time. But maybe we get an hour a day extra production. And what can you do with an extra hour's production each day? And then, of course, you've got break time. So it's not just people's time that you need to value. What about your machines and your production line? You're manufacturing your tablets, your medicinal product, your devices, your medical devices, your active implantables, your insulin test kits, your paracetamol, your azathioprine, thyroxine, whatever it is that you're making. What if you got an extra hour every day? What is it, 220 days a year that we work? And then your break time. Well, a lot of companies don't think about the resources, their machine time, the machine uptime. Well, if you can run that machine that you've got 4 people on for maximum efficiency, but you can run it with 3 still, let one person go for a break at a time. 15 minutes, have their cup of tea, they come back, and they're not on their own, they're meeting with the people from the other teams. And that's actually giving you a benefit too, because they're sharing information that can be helpful across the teams. And then you save, 15 minutes downtime, plus the startup checks, plus the time that the machine goes a bit haywire because you've stopped and started it, and the extra inspection that you need to do because of that, and the extra product you've thrown away. Maybe you've gained, maybe a stop in the morning, a stop in the afternoon. Maybe even you can spread it across lunchtime as well and do 2 people instead of 3. So then you've saved another half an hour machine time and all that waste that comes with it. So you should be valuing the time that you've got, that you're running your machines as well. And then there's plenty of other things. So think about how you value your time. Think about how you can improve, how you can make things better, how you can save that boring time, the bit that nobody really thinks about, nobody uses. Get it going. Don't have people standing there waiting for you. Be efficient, be on time, and you'll save more than you realize, and you'll make a much more efficient business process. That's it for today. It's Paul Palmer. Talk to you soon.